All right, guys, what's up? We have yet another 70-star Division 1 League match, as it is every Friday night here at twitch.tv/speedrun. And right now it's going to be Tabascoth versus Protoman, two players who are pretty low down in the standings, so they really need this win to keep themselves in the running to make the make the playoffs, which is going to be after like 4 or 5 more weeks already. So the league's moving pretty fast. Actually, more like 6 weeks, but yeah, we're about midway through the season right now. Tabascoth is actually kind of in a weird state. Like, he's playing well, but just quitting most of his races. Last season, he was in Division 2 and was kind of killing it. And then all of a sudden, like, once he's been in D1, he's kind of like let the tilt get the better of him, I guess. I don't know how else to say it. But yeah, that's where we're at right now.
And this will certainly be an interesting matchup, kind of a rematch of Div 2 finals for last season. And in that matchup, if I remember correctly, Tabascoth came out as the victor in that best of 3. So we'll see what ends up happening this time around, if he's able to maintain that supremacy in this match, or if Protoman is going to let those leaderboards show the truth and end up taking this win and potentially propelling himself up a few spots.
Yeah, good point. These were the 2 finalists of the Division 2 League last season. Both got promoted. Tabascoth's PB is a bit better, but Protoman has been more consistent and is sitting up in like 8th place, I believe. So he's looking to be a bit stronger right now, but it's always a wild card with Tabascoth. He's such a mechanically good player.
Yeah, I mean, if you've been watching him recently grinding Bowser in the Sky with Reds single star, like, the dude's definitely got some major chops with this game, and especially seeing him play in person, he's definitely got some skill. But of course, the mentality is also such a huge skill to cultivate in this game. When you get super tilted, being able to untilt is just as important as many other aspects of the game, like grinding certain stars to perfection, maintaining that presence of mind to know what's coming next, and always keeping that focus. It's a very, very vital skill that takes some time to master in some cases. So let's see if he's able to pull out a win here.
He's one of those players who, even though he does normal runs, he focuses most of his attention on stuff, not just doing arcade speedruns. He does a lot of like experimentation with strats, lag reductions. Likes to just kind of be a scientist in that respect, but then he spends most of his actual I guess practice time, doing single stars or X cams, like things that aren't necessarily testing consistency. Just like get it once, get it really well. So that's kind of where the big rub is for him. And triggering the bomb. Okay, let's see. He's got the bomb. Protoman getting in there first. Tabascoth just barely missed.
And that was sometimes the angle, like, it looks good, but for whatever reason the bomb just doesn't want to let you through. It's a big bomb this time around though, and gets through the fence very nicely. The Protoman already in a decent early lead. Going for Womps first seems to be a bit of a trademark for him. Just really comfortable with those PB attempt movements.
Yeah, I guess that's just how it is, kind of. But each to their own. Usually we say that getting that second time save by going to slide is pretty free. But if maybe it just puts you in the groove better than in the race, it's kind of just what you feel best about doing.
Yeah, being comfortable is definitely a very vital part of performing well, that's for sure. But Taba in the slide. Let's see some guesses in chat. But Dronis, what are you thinking?
I'm guessing a Pepe comfy 12-7. Actually, that was a pretty weird bounce. 12-8 though, that's not bad.
I was gonna say
Still put your Pepe comfies in the chat.
I was gonna say 12-8. Chat just has to kind of take my word at that one. Protoman going for standard full cycle movement for this 100 coin now. Got a nice cannonless to start off the swamps. Let's see how the rest of this 100 coin goes. Oh, barely misses the platform. That'll cost him the cycle. He'll be able to back this up with half cycle movement though.
Oh, was my mic messed up before now? Or was it fine?
I felt like it was fine, but I mean, don't come to me. I've been having all sorts of mic issues all day.
Like, is it different than it was a minute ago?
Yes. If you want it to be.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was detecting my normal mic or if it was just going off my laptop mic. So
I've had that happen
maybe
before.
chat
That's the
can
worst.
tell me either way.
I once spent an entire race commentating on the mic built into my laptop instead of the mic that I have sitting in front of me. And people were like, "You sound really quiet. Is there something wrong?" I was like, "No, the mic is fine." Then after the race, of course, I thought to check the settings, and sure enough, default mic.
That's always fun.
Yeah, certainly not tilting at all. Just like the way these guys got through the 100 coins, really, really nice. Taba with a bit nicer of a cycle, but Protoman was able to back that half cycle up very nicely.
Yeah, getting the pro cycle or Tabas is huge because that's one of the things where like any, you know, normal consistency-minded player, like Punky included, goes for the base half cycle skip pro cycle. So Tabas going for the pro cycle has actually been a big thorn in his side where it actually puts him down a few seconds. So getting that well is definitely a nice start. Even though he missed bomb clip, I think he's kind of feeling the confidence after a good 100 coin. So we'll see if he can continue that in the next couple stars.
And there's certainly something to be said for making an early mistake and having the mentality kind of shift into, okay, I've already made a mistake. I don't really need to be nervous right now. You know, granted, like, you can certainly get tilted at those very early mistakes, but we've seen the same thing sort of with players failing Lakitu skip. Like, sometimes it just kind of lets them say, you know, okay, this isn't a perfect run anymore. I don't have to be as worried.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's fun to tell yourself, like, after you get Lakitu skip, whoa, this run is sick. And then you see, like, how long you can keep that mentality for. It usually dies somewhere in the middle of one.
Yeah. Womps is just the dream killer right there.
Run of my life until I entered BOB. But yeah, that's a story for another day. Proto already done. Oh, that was, never mind. He does the owl, so playing it really comfy.
Yeah, I believe the owl strat only loses like about 4 seconds on N64. It's really the tower's fault. The tower just introduces so much lag into the stage.
Yeah.
And he got kind of an awkward release there. I think I've seen him do this before. I think he actually wants that momentum storage. So if you're running, when you jump up to grab the owl stores that running momentum. But I almost think he didn't mean to go for it since the way the momentum was applied, he had to like fly past the cage, losing a little bit more time.
To be honest, I'm not really sure how the owl angle conservation works because I thought it was just like it reverses the speed you jump into it with. But then there was a day in like the SM64 Discord voice chat where people were trying to grind like Owl Star as like a meme. It's like, okay, how do we grab him like frame perfectly and have a good angle? And like we kept disagreeing on like what was actually causing it. So I don't know. But it's pretty interesting because it's something that we don't really use often, or most players at this level don't really rely on. But, you know, if you're going to be Protoman, it might be worth checking out.
Yeah, I typically just tend to go for a dead jump just to make sure that when I'm over the cage, I'll fall in the cage. I've lost like 1 or 2 runs to the owl, and it's the most infuriating thing in the world. Like, you finally get through Womps, but just all of its difficulty, and then the owl kills you. Because once you fall off, you have to wait for him to come back to the starting area to ride him again. It's the worst.
All right, now, so Tabascoth is in the lead. This is actually synced back up again. A nice 12-7 there. I'm assuming we get 12-8 for Protoman.
12-9.
You got 12-9. So Tabascoth maybe about 10 seconds in the lead. Protoman playing decently. A little bit of a hiccup on 100 coin. I don't remember if he messed up anything else. But Tabascoth playing pretty well.
He certainly recovered from that bomb clip mistake, which that bomb, that was a really, really weird mistake, because I thought that he grabbed it at first, but just the bomb pushing him on around. Taba missing one of the twins. Gonna have to swing back around to get it. Let's see if Proto can... Oh, he misses the bottom twin there.
Okay.
That's always the worst. I mean, Mario like has no hitbox underneath him, but the very tip of those wings can grab a coin. It makes no sense.
Yeah. It's actually pretty crazy how we've gotten like used to expecting Mario to grab stuff way above his head while flying. but that's just because of like the way the hitboxes work. Realistically, there's no way we should be able to touch those coins. Like the hitbox underneath is a lot more accurate, but you kind of wish it would help you out a little bit more and be lenient so you could get those bottom 2 coins most of the time. That's whatever though. We'll see. Tabascoth got a nice camera angle here. He's going for a nice twitch press. I don't know if he's going for Zycycle or no. Probably not now. So it's gonna be Shig for both. Protoman definitely not a Zycycle player.
But you really can't blame him. I mean, at that point without the box rollout, the elevator movement is just so precise in order to be able to still hit Shia.
Yeah,
so
there's
comfy
really no
Shig from both.
This might be, you know, a little bit of editorializing, but there's really no point to do Shia Cycle in the race. Like, even if you are like B whatever, still don't need it.
Yeah, if you're super confident in it, I guess maybe, but it just, I think it's what, 2 seconds of time save since it's a half cycle.
It's a little less than that. It's like, depending on how good it is, like 1.5 perhaps, maybe just 1.
Yeah, I mean, getting the Taba missing the first throw. Still really close. Doesn't even have to really throw Bowser to get him into that next bomb. Just kind of gently nudges him over there.
So I was, right before this race started, I was outside, and then I came back up here to commentate, and then the sky's been flashing with lightning for the last like 10 minutes. It's so crazy. Like I barely missed it, and then like it's in my peripheral vision. Like the whole sky is just like blinking, and it's the nutty. That it just happened as soon as I came inside, and it hasn't stopped.
Padronis showing that apparently he's a good omen for nature. Whenever he's outside, the weather calms itself down.
Yeah, I just exude Zen mode.
Maybe you need to quit your job as a Mario commentator and instead move over into meteorology or even shamanism.
Perhaps. I could open up like, not really open up, but I could start a PBS painting show where I talk in a relaxing voice, grow an afro, you know, eventually end up on Twitch with weekend marathons. That'd be pretty cool, other than dying of cancer, which sucks.
But outside though, you know, you got to do everything outside. Can't be cooped up in a little studio room.
Yeah.
We got both these guys, very nice sky jumps, heading on into the coolest of cool mountains. It's not really that cool. I mean, it's calling itself that, and when you call yourself cool, the meaning of the word just kind of vanishes at that point.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you try to come off as funny, or you tell someone that you're funny. It kind of like just is a detriment to any present or future joke going on.
Tap back up from Taba though, just barely diving under the star and having the presence of mind to do a quick turnaround on that really steep slope to jump right back into it. That was nice.
Yeah, that's a cool backup. Sometimes it doesn't work out too well if you have maybe not enough speed to turn around properly, but it's a pretty swaggy way to save face a little bit.
Do you think we could even go so far as to call it cool?
Cool.
Shoutouts to Cool Spot. Cool Spot. You know that mascot? I don't even remember what it was a mascot for, but it's just this cool little dot. I think it even had a Genesis game named after it.
Oh. That's very cool. Cool.
So now we're seeing some slide skipping action here. Looks like both our players going for the CCM 18 route. Nice safe choices.
Zero Bordo says he is both cool and funny. I'm tempted to agree, actually. I think he's an exception.
I mean, some people are born cool enough to have that right.
Yeah.
But you have to be like
he's
an
from
extra
Australia.
level.
Like, I think Aussies just have a natural advantage. They have a cool accent. They come from like a cool place, like geographically, and they just have cool culture. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be pretty cool to avoid everything trying to kill you there. So, I think that's a fair assessment.
We'll see if they're cool enough to win the penguin race, though, because maybe he has some other words to say about that one. None of them going for the slide skip method, which is coin perfect. That's like the disadvantage, but saves like over a second, which is the advantage, not to mention it looking way cooler.
Yeah, and you get to avoid the penguin messing with you through the entire race. Looks like Proman's in a pretty good position coin count wise. Oh yeah, he's got plenty that he can miss on this next little area here. It gets to miss 2 at the very end. Let's look at Taba's side. Gets all the shortcut coins. I believe he's already used up his safety.
Yeah, the rest should be smooth sailing, although sometimes you can like kind of psych yourself out and miss them, or miss one of the last ones, which is the worst.
And now we're seeing this nice little slide back strat from Taba to line himself right up for the long jump.
Yeah, I think it also saves lag with his camera. He does like a sideways Mario cam.
Yeah, something I'm definitely sure he discovered during one of those extensive lag reduction lab sessions. We got Protoman with wall kicks. And it's good. Nice.
Alright, BBH time.
Yeah, Benny's Brew House. It's a pretty surprising, it's a pretty scary place for a brew house, but I mean, the property value must be pretty cheap. Benny, ultimately a very economical man. Let's see, Taba going to be heading over to Big Boo's balcony. Let's see where Protoman goes. It looks like his camera angle is swinging towards... Nope. I forget that with this side flip strat, you use the same cam that you would for
True.
The secret of the bookcase. We've complained about this so many times, but it can be so difficult to remember star names when they have nothing to do with what we do.
Yeah.
Like, it feels weird calling Roll from the Freezing Pond by that name, because...
categories where you have to do the star in a way that's consistent with its name. It's like things that are pretty vague, like I don't know, let's say Big Boo's merry-go-round. Like you can just do that the way we do it in normal speedrun, but for things like Secret of the Haunted Books, you have to like go and actually like do the book code. Probably would be a terrible run, no one would like to do it, but it might be fun to see one just for the heck of it.
Oh, the two that'd probably be really bad would be like a Red Hot Log Rolling and Cruiser Crossing the Rainbow. Oh man, that'd be terrible.
Maybe Blast Away the Wall, we'd have to do like the 2012 cannon strat.
And shout outs to the very, very old Owlus strat that involved the cannon. Punch grab from Taba, very, very nice. I'm seeing Protoman play it safe with a played it safe with a dive that went into the VLC cone. Okay.
All right,
Sure,
all right.
what's happening?
Okay, MIPS is actually the VLC cone, okay? And then when you grab him, he turns back into a bunny. And if you remember from his text box, he says something about tea, like he's gonna be late for tea, you have to let him go, right? But what color is the cone? Orange. Obviously, that was just... It was a good whistle, actually. I'm impressed.
I try. Taba getting a very, very nice plus, though. We're working on getting that feed restored for you guys. Hang tight. But for now, appreciate this really, really nice Klepto star. I'm trying to get myself away from calling the bird Talon because it deserves to be called by its name that implies that it just steals everything.
Yeah. I don't know. Most people don't even bother to name the bird at all, so we're all just pretty rude. Like, you know, we're not gonna even give him respect and the honor that comes from him taking your cap. Because I
wish he would wear your cap when he steals it.
Okay. Kind of get into Odyssey territory there. We'll see if like the devs want to do that, it's for Odyssey. I don't know if there is. I'm pretty sure there's Klepto in Odyssey.
Yeah. He's actually like the driving force behind Lost Kingdom. Casually, when you go in, he steals your cap almost immediately.
Oh, yeah.
And even though you can collect enough moons to leave without Cappy, you need Cappy to actually leave.
Alright.
Nice red coins from Taba. Let's see how the rest of this LLL goes.
Honestly, his SSL was like just quite good, and to the point that there was nothing even to comment about. Nice triple jump strat for log rolling, though. This is quite optimal. It's a lot harder to get the triple jump dive because of the camera. You have to keep it straight, but it actually starts panning as soon as you start the star moving backwards, like toward the camera. It starts panning to the right, so you have to like spam C down and instant. All right, Proto's back. Back from T.
Disposing of that quick bully. I guess he had a decent SSL. He seems to be a little bit more behind. Maybe he failed plus once. Not quite sure. Nice pro ending to that lava boost from Taba.
Yeah. That's all I have to say is yeah. But, you know, let's be real. Lava boost, one of the most common stars people mess up in these 70 races. So when you not only get the lava boost, but feel confident in the pro ending, that's got to be a good thing to get over with. And also for Taba, I don't know how he's done with lava boost quickly, but I think a lot of these stars, like, he goes for hard things that are inconsistent. So good thing that he, you know, was able to get it first try and not have any complications that may involve falling down or dying, because that can happen very easily.
Speaking of things that aren't very easy, though, Protoman with that triple bully kill, very, very clean bully the bullies.
Yep. I don't know, it's not the hardest star, but it is, like, not very intuitive as, I guess from, like, a beginner or casual viewer standpoint. But yeah, you just gotta, like, get to a certain spot and then they'll, like, target.
Yeah, you do have to make sure
accidental dive, no speed kick. Oh, he's falling off the arch. This is kind of bad. Boy. It's always tricky to back it up in this situation because you can't actually land on the... If you land on the slanted slopes, you can't double. So, like, as you saw there, he side flipped and landed there, but he had to do another single jump just to get onto the top of the arch to restart his triple jump. So it's like a lot of extra jumps and maneuverability. So messing up that star loses a lot of time and a really short span of inputs.
Yep, always one that you don't want to see a mistake on. We'll see Taba going for these bullies as well. One of the kind of weird things is you really want to get over to the platform reliably after you spawn in these bullies. So, like, if you take a ledge grab on that metal cage, the triple kill is very difficult. Taba with one little straggler bully, but a quick... Oh, doesn't get the ground pound out on big bully. It'll take a little bit to knock him off the edge now. As Proto finishes lava boost. Has a little bit of dust, but at least it was first try.
Yeah, that's a bit of an unusual mistake here. Tabascoth 2139 lethal lava lane. Pretty solid. I would say, like, for D1, like, we've seen a lot crazier things from people like D whatever, but this is definitely a solid start for the man. And also, he just really needs to get a win on the board here. I don't know if he's actually taken any W's so far.
Yeah, I believe based on the point standings, he is not, unfortunately. He's in a decent position, too, for right now, but of course, Fire Sea coming up, and upstairs is not at all easy. Nice elevator tour from Protoman. He'll be joining Taba over in DDD. Let's see if he can avoid this kind of weird bonk on the rounded wall. Takes it very wide away from that wall.
I don't know if you can hear the rain, but it's still going pretty strong outside. Kind of crazy. Whatever.
I can't really hear it, but
the water stage.
Yeah, it must be an appropriate background for you. So nice chest from Taba. Let's see Proto answer. He's, yep. I think that's probably about like 45 seconds or so of a lead on Taba's side. Maybe a bit closer.
Looks about right.
It's Taba going on in. It looks like he's lining up for front.
Yep. Tabascoth, I'd say he's actually pretty good at front sub, but I don't want to curse it. We'll see if he's got what it takes this time around.
Now we'll see if he goes for the even more lag-reduced setup. I personally don't have experience with front sub, but I would think that with even less lag, that it'd be a little bit
ambitious. That was a very ambitious turn for Tabascoth, but he did it really well.
Very cleanly executed. Protoman going to be losing a little bit more time due to taking rear sub, but the consistency is nothing to be scoffed at, that's for sure. This Taba starts to play with everyone's best friend, the Manta, with totally reliable hitboxes.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I would say the Manta is probably one of the few things in this game that may not genuinely be your fault when you mess it up. So, good thing Tabascoth getting through the first 5 rings with no problem means you're not going to get open, or you're not opening the door to get trolled. Into Fire C, this is still definitely looking like a low 26, maybe even high 25.
And that's a decently nutty time to be snagging in a race. He's got that wall kick done. Let's see this new movement. It's not really new anymore, but not really a better name for it.
Yeah. I'll also say that with Tabas PB being a, I think it's like, oh, that's going to kill Lava Boost. Just missing a side flip.
Should still be able to land early LEs.
Yeah, he's got to really go fast, though. I don't know if it's going to happen.
Oh, no, with that missed side flip, probably not.
You know, I will say, he's not... Okay, I was about to say, like, oh, this is fine. And then as soon as I said that, he did kind of like this eye roll with his entire face, you know? Like, but he's not rage pausing either, so I suppose that's improvement as well.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Totally, that was such a sketchy jump.
Oh,
I'm gonna see if he can get... Oh, no, that's just gonna kill Lava Boost for Protoman. He was so close to getting it.
Oh, man.
I don't know if he's even gonna get early signal anymore because he lost all his speed there.
He's got the red.
No.
Oh, he didn't land on the right fencing, so he's not able to even go for a triple there.
Yeah, that would have been really dicey if he did go for it, or if he did land the double jump. But I think it was maybe possible.
Oh, and then punking right into the fence, just trying to go fast again. That's one of the big pitfalls of this game. When you make mistakes and you're trying to recover from them really quickly, it just, sometimes the game makes you pay for them.
That's true.
And Taba, another missed throw. He's just getting all of his misses out of the way. Long rage pause there.
This is so... This... Okay.
Okay.
Got it. That is so treacherous to try to get the tail without falling off. And also that the throw didn't even get Bowser enough speed to go off the edge, where it might have hit the bomb. Or at least, you know, Bowser would have fallen off and you would get a clean regrab. That was like the worst possible situation.
Yeah, thank you so much, Slayer Kid 13 for the subscription. We got Proman with the first try throw. I think Taba is just getting all of his missed throws out of the way before bits. So he's going to have a perfect 3 out of 3 in bits.
Yeah. That Fire C throw was pretty tragic. Alright, he touched the upstairs door at 26:51. So Protoman definitely cut down on that lead. Not by a whole lot, because he didn't get Lava Boost. Just with the cleaner throw, this is going to be down to like 25 seconds. Yep, 25.
Okay, now, oh, Taba not liking his angle there. More rage pausing, but these were short, at least.
Yeah, I kind of seems like Tabas has like an initial like threshold of tolerance before he starts rage pausing. And then from then, it's like he's running on empty, and like it doesn't take very much to get his index finger on the start button afterwards. It's like the body language before was like very calm, and now it's like the tilted like, oh my god, kind of like it's a very quick shift from like one Fire C. Protoman hitting the corner of the box, that's like kind of hard to do, honestly. But yeah, it sucks because you bonk and don't even break it.
That was like just the worst possible position. And then kind of interesting how he wanted to play that safe. He went ahead and side flipped on top of the platform first. Wasted a little bit of time, but ultimately makes those wall kicks safer and a bit easier. Taba going in on 100 coins. Skeeter in a little bit of a weird spot, but making up for it pretty nicely.
Pretty average RNG, nothing too bad. See if Protoman can make up some time. Going for ground pounds here makes the coins a bit easier to collect, but they are a bit slower. He's already missed one as well. That's a good Skeeter going right in the path of the blue coins. Hello. Okay, Protoman missing that coin. He has to go back for it, so kind of negating the good fortune that the game dealt him. Tabascoth, meanwhile, up to like the third act of this 100-point star, getting the star spawn. Also missing the double jump. That's okay. Fortunate for him, the coin RNG was good, but because of the way you collect them after the box break, you really need a double jump to get up there. And since you're spawning the star, you kind of have to time it blindly. It's kind of after Fire Sea, when you spawn the star, you have to do the wall kick. It's the same kind of principle where you have to make like a 5-ish frame button press after watching like a 3-frame or 3-second cutscene, so it can sometimes throw you off. And I know that was a lot to digest, but the point is, Tabo was pretty lucky to not miss any coins.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. Getting the coins after the box can be a little bit hard. And if you miss them after the initial jump, a lot of the time that box in particular likes to spray them out really wide. And there's not a whole lot of room for them to fall before they just fall off the edge.
Yeah, Proto went safe on the Chuckya. Also good ending for him. Tabascoth done with the 3 shallow water stars, only has top of the town left. Protoman has 2 stars remaining, so he is still just about maybe 25-30 seconds behind.
And let's see this spider movement here. Gonna be going again. Oh no, he's not even going for the awning triple this time. Kind of interesting. I mean, I can certainly sympathize with the fact that he missed it earlier. You know, maybe he's just not feeling confident in it and doesn't really want to give it the next extra attempt and extra time loss. But
yeah,
I feel like for this start, it makes a little more sense because it lines you up really, really well for the second triple.
It's I would say it's probably a good idea for Tabas to leave it out, but it does save less time for top of the town than for the elevator star. Although Tabas' movement was really spicy, like his long jump to the kind of like black charcoal looking texture, and the movement to the box is good. Missing the 3rd secret or like the double jump to get over here. This is kind of dicey when you're in the beach area. It's a kind of steep slope, so you can't really run without kind of running in place for a little while first. So it's an easy way to lose like 10-15 seconds, but good recovery.
And the nice pancake landing, avoiding having to get a slow get up from being on the edge of the island there.
Yeah. Protoman, really good double jump control to snipe the SWAT on the ground between the Goomba and the edge. I'm pretty shocked he was able to hit that.
Yeah, especially with no lag reduction.
Yeah, that's true. Tavis is still ahead, but like he's kind of leaving, or he's finishing the star as Protoman starts it. So he's gonna get this box star, and Protoman is gonna be like selecting the star at the same time, pretty much.
Exact sync between the star cutscene starting and Protoman selecting.
Yeah, there we go. We'll see if Protoman wants to go for a mountain clip. I'm guessing no. Yeah, this is kind of like the going around movement, but it's pretty cool. You actually kill the mountain a good bit.
It's really surprising to me how little time the mountain clip actually saves.
Yeah.
Taba with some quick piranha dispatch. Very clean.
Yep. Piranha patrol successful. Getting an easy star there.
Now he's going to be moving into a much better stage, the Tall Tall Mountain.
Yeah. 3rd easiest. According to the urban legends, but it is not that case in reality. Although I'd say it's possible to be pretty consistent in Tall Tall Mountain. Just sometimes, like, reds are always hard, and sometimes you're just gonna like miss something with the mountain clip stars. You're like, if you go for breezeless, that's obviously a big thing to fail, and Tabascoth is probably gonna go for it as well. So we'll have to see if he goes for that first and how that one works out. So he's going up for the mountain clips. Pretty good to get those out of the way. And okay, good angle. I think his camera's actually a bit screwed up, so you had to kind of do that angle on the fly, but it's still pretty good. And no extra wall kicks, so good star to start off. Protoman entering TTM now. It's kind of the same thing where like a fade in and a fade out are pretty much synced up.
Yeah, nice clip from Protoman. Let's see how his angle goes on this wall kick here. Looks really nice. Ooh, not liking his jump angle.
Yeah, probably wasn't going to get a triple jump with that. All right, let's grab this spicy. Okay, I mean, not... Oh, Taba missed the log wall kick. You can hear him, or you can kind of hear what he would be saying in your head. Like, oh, like, how did I do that? You know, why do I keep messing this up or something like that? Just internal monologue, getting kind of external there. You just missed the wall kick entirely. Sometimes you can just long jump from too far back and be too low, or maybe he just didn't have a good enough angle.
Yeah, but with that, I think that actually does put Protoman in the lead, especially with that extended pause. Both them going for the same star now.
Wow. Like 2-second lead for Protoman. This is right in the thick of it now. They are a couple seconds apart, despite being 34 minutes into the race. We'll see if Protoman can hang on to this kind of consistency. Taba will make up some time with general gameplay, but as you see, he's more vulnerable to big mistakes. Speed key double jump dive is one of these also risky strats. He's playing it very risky here on Reds.
Yeah, he's really wanting to make up that time. Protoman losing just a little bit to having to be pancaked on the blasted illumination.
Yeah. A really good ending, though, for that star in the maze.
Now, what exactly are you supposed to say in response to a cough? I mean, I know sneezing is supposed to be bless you, but I don't think there's one for a cough.
Yeah, that's true. I usually mute my mic. Usually, I would either say, like, excuse you, but that's also, like, kind of passive-aggressive, I suppose, if you say it in the wrong tone. Tabas missed the box!
Bonking right off the mushroom. Oh, man. Is he done? Okay, he's gonna unpause. He's back in the chair. Okay. Looks like he's at least trying to play this one out. Protoman in a fairly definitive lead now. Let's see, a breezeless attempt. And, oh, not quite in there. Fake clip there.
Tabas has gone for an extremely aggressive box grab, and he messed it up again. So that's one situation where, like, it literally doesn't save any time other than, like, maybe, like, 0.1 or so. But, like, he's grabbing the box, like, on the middle of its lower side. So he's going to come down and do, like, the camera setup, I suppose. Because he's grabbing it from the corner there, so actually, like, holding the back of the box. But you can kind of grab it through the middle of the bottom face, which is, like, barely faster. And that's what he was doing. That's why he died twice. So, yeah. It's rough.
Now, his last star here, expecting a breezeless attempt. He's just kind of standing there. Okay, I think he just thought about it and maybe just didn't like where exactly he was standing, or he just didn't quite feel confident with it. Looks like he's just playing very, very safely now, or just very... I don't really know the right word for it. I mean, slowly just has a lot of loaded association with it, but ultimately that's what he's doing. Like, kind of cautiously almost, like he's scared of the game.
I'm talking about Tabascoth?
Yeah.
I think for the box star, that was just tilt. I think...
Well, no, I was mainly talking about, like, the breeze attempt there. Like, he just kind of kept stopping.
Yeah, it could be. It's hard to say, really, for that star. Sometimes you, like, try to adjust to avoid the chuck here or something. We'll have to see how the rest of this run goes.
Okay, so now both of them working their way into Snowman's Land. Both with the top of the Snowman's head, but Protoman with a couple of extra stars. Going for the same now, though. Oh, just barely missed the ground pound. Protoman, though, getting the ground pound first try. Very nice.
All right.
And now Protoman's going to be exiting course and heading on down to HMC. Tabas, still a little bit of work left for him, though. Looks like Protoman exited right on 38 flat.
It looks like it's going to be pretty comfy lead for Protoman. Going to be about 40 seconds. No, more than that. It'll be almost a minute, but not quite.
Let's see this Mips grab. Oh, looks like he was kind of trying. How did that grab him?
That looked intentional. Like he was intentionally luring Mips toward Hazy Maze Cave. Now, it's not faster to do it this way, but I could theorize that it's easier to enter HMC because you don't have to worry about bonking into that wall. The wall on his right, when you got Mips normally, you kind of have to curve around it. So that could be his philosophy behind that Mips grab. But it does seem a lot less reliable as well, so not really very... I wouldn't support that decision.
Yeah, I think that did look a lot more intentional now that you say it. But like he barely grabbed Mips. Like he grabbed like the ground right behind his feet. I'm surprised that grabbed him.
Yeah.
We got a triple box jump coming out.
Yeah, he had a lot of speed going into that double jump. He overshot the box. Second try is good. Taba is taking a lap once again.
I feel like this might be it for him.
Did he just miss Mips or what happened?
Yeah, he just missed him and couldn't get him on a regrab. He's still going though. Not quite giving up yet. Huge shout-outs. I mean, it is very hard to keep playing in this tilted of a state. I can personally attest.
Yeah.
Oh, bad boulder RNG for Protoman. Not able to avoid.
Another one.
Two of them. Is the Toast Rider coming? Let's see. Oh!
1 HP. Good thing you picked up those coins. Wow.
Yeah.
What a horrifying thought it would be for Protoman to die on the Boulder Star. Like you said, infamously Toast Rider did, but that was like almost purely due to RNG. Protoman almost like threw himself into the last one.
Taba entering HMC now, but Protoman has established a pretty decent lead with these stars that he's already done. Oh, missing the wall kick for Christmas Miracle, having to do the side flip backup that can be a little bit awkward. Let's see.
Ground pound. Yeah. I think he was actually off the center of the switch because he was pretty low. It might have pressed it if he was over the middle.
Yeah,
Oh, what? How did that mess up? Okay, I guess he needed to be more to the right. He was going for the easy elevator push, but the
oh my god, the ledge grab. That's gonna. Oh man.
This is more worthy of tilt than anything else he's done in this race, because this is actually like doing a super easy strat that he's messed up twice and takes a long time to do again. See, he needs to be more to the right. You have to be like, if you look at the grid there, it's like the tic-tac-toe. You want to be in like that top right square.
Yeah, and it looks like he's like having Mario kind of slide along the wall. You really want Mario to be pressing right up against the wall, not really.
I don't know. It works. It works if you're going a bit to the right, because then you just have a better angle to hit the star. But okay, this should work. Okay. Very strange.
Yeah, what I typically end up doing there is have Mario be pushing straight into the wall, right on that like black spot on the wall, and I'll Mario Cam C left, or not Mario Cam, I'll just Cam C left as the elevator's falling on top of him, and as the camera turns, it like redirects Mario's angle without actually like changing how he's pushing against the wall. It's weird, but it works.
I'll take your word for it. Seems decent enough.
It's kind of a dumb strat though.
Man.
I guess he just wasn't quite comfortable with the triple box jump at the moment.
Yeah,
nice
like
left side tricky.
I think for that beginner strat is probably something he hasn't done in a really long time. So it's understandable. Alright, so Protoman didn't go for lag 2 bounce first, since that's usually what people do. He's still got to do it, so we'll see if he can pull it off. I would say this run is like 50 pace still. So pretty good for Protoman.
Looks like he's cleaning up everything that isn't Lakitu bounce at the moment.
Okay.
Run in for swinging. Which I can really support this decision. I mean, doing tricky first, not quite as much, but you can't really use swinging as a good backup for failing Lakitu bounce.
Yeah. It's pretty much, you don't want to have to use it as a backup. If you do, that means you miss Lakitu bounce 3 times, and then like, you should probably just go for the noob cruiser movement rather than do swinging in the breeze. All right, here comes Lakitu bounce.
Let's see.
Here it comes. Bopping.
Okay, barely on that
Cloud
flag. Wow.
Koopa.
He did not have very long to be able to jump there. Goes for the ledge grab movement here. And he's done with it. Nice. First try.
Sick.
Now, would you like to take the commentary for his next star?
I would be honored, yes. All right, time to brutally rip into him for everything that's not frame perfect. Okay, wall kick here, not a firstie. Okay, also went way too hard on the A press. You'll need to hold it for like 2 or 3 frames here. Also, that rollout, a bit dusty there. Didn't need to wall kick for that long on the double jump. Also, this rollout here is really slow. Also, going for the side flip loses like 5 million years. Also, kicking off the wall is like really slow. All in all, that star was really slow.
Very slow from the world record holder on Rainbow Ride Reds himself. Need to get a certificate with that on there. Tabascoth.
Yeah.
Okay, looks like he just didn't quite like where he was positioned there. It looked like he was going to be going for that really, really strange, like opposite side Lakitu bounce with the side flip.
There's a nice backup to go for Reds this way, and also being a bit more optimal here. Better angles in the maze. Still sticking with the classic ending, though. Loses about 0.2, but still really nice execution there. Also, the way he spaced out his jump on like between like the 4th and 5th point were pretty optimal. So I would give that one maybe like an 8. At least the backup part. He missed Lakitu bounce. Yeah, the actual red coin maze was pretty solid.
Okay, let's see this attempt. Going for the non-side flip strat from that side. I thought that wall kick wasn't going to come out. Wow, that was like a last frame wall kick.
Yeah, that was...
Kicks right off the side, though. Oh, no. Oh, man, that one's certainly worthy of the extended pause. That's just, nothing feels worse than finally getting up there and just failing the first bit of movement right after.
Yeah. Well, you want to be safe once you grab the first pull. It's like, all right, I got the actual bounce. The rest of the star, I can take it easy. But no, that's not what you do. A few times something also missing the A press. I think he tried to jump too soon. All right, he's already here. I would strongly suggest he finish the race. But it looks like he's watching the world go by. Or maybe watching the world turn.
And so he's trying now for this left side movement here.
Okay, bad angle.
How did that ledge grab miss? Oh, man. Waited so long to make sure he had the right speed, and it just did not work out for him. Going to be going for this very, very tricky triple back up. Oh, barely good. Nice, nice.
Okay. If Tabas finishes the race, I'll applaud him for that at the very least, because I just don't want anyone to forfeit.
Right. I mean, it takes a lot to finish out a run in as tilted of a state as I'm sure he's in. Protoman already just deep in TTC. We're so focused on Tabo, we didn't even see his 100 coin, I don't think.
Dude, this is so heartbreaking. Like, he's trying to go for this Lakitu bounce where you started with the single jump rather than a side flip, and then he just did it before he actually finished turning. So the issue is not even missing the bounce. It was, one, he kicked off the side and fell and died. And then, like, very kind of stupid sort of mistake. He's doing like a free run now. I don't know what he's doing. This is just some stage exploration here from Tabascoth.
Yeah, because I don't...
Going up the pole. Bird's eye view here. Right. Good.
Going again for left side. Just will not give it up. Gets the ledge grab this time around. Okay.
Wait, did something happen to Protoman in 100 coin?
I think he may not have gone for it first. I think he tends to go for it last. I didn't actually see, unfortunately.
Okay.
Getting amped real quick. Moving right along, though. At the blue coin switch. Gotta get this triple to work out for him. Very nice.
Another death for Tabascoth.
I mean, looking at the life counter really tells the whole story of this run. It's really unfortunate how many deaths Tab has had to take to just various mistakes.
All right. Bounce.
Oh, Protoman getting a really bad spray off that box.
This is the same thing. He's just been pressing A too early, and you need to slide for like 4 frames before you can actually jump on that yellow slope. What are those firsts? He got like 3 or 4 in a row. Okay,
That
so
was-
Tabascoth still trying to flex, but maybe now's not the time when you should try to save some face instead.
Yeah, and he's going for the
He
movement
did
that
a
he knows
forward
best
side
for
flip
the
into the
ending
pole.
here.
I don't think he knows his best. That's all he really can do at this point. Right, he's finally done with Rainbow Ride.
Okay, let's hope the clock goes at least a little bit better. I mean, it could go both ways. Either, you know, he's kind of associating the tilt with that stage, and so being out of it will relax him a little bit, or it's a universal tilt. I guess we're going to see on this first star here. And going for 100 coin. Is Protoman already working his way into bits? Oh, just... I feel like that dive was intentionally for a death, but that just... Oh, it's upsetting to see.
Protos and bits.
It might be over for Taba. If he's not able to just get a decent run through the rest of TTC, I don't think he'll have the time to spare.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just not even
Like,
sure at this point.
Yeah, like, it's mainly just Taba being so tilted that he's not even playing a normal race anymore. That's just the big theme of this season. Where I think, like, last season in D2, he was having a lot more fun. Now I think he's in a situation he doesn't want to be in, I guess. Because he knows most of these people are gonna, like, outclass him most of the time. I guess Protoman went for the last red coin. Kind of interesting there. Maybe he's been doing 120 recently, but I don't think so.
And Taba unfortunately disqualified due to the use of that BLJ. Just gonna go ahead and try to finish out with bits, at least fairly strong.
Is he going for Sky single star? Nope. Okay. Protoman, 50 possibly. This would be pretty sick though. His PB is a high 49, and to be within a minute of that, let's go.
It's a really nice race time. Perfect Bowser fight. Just really, really strong showing in Tippy.
Like,
once he was able to claim the lead, he played super, super well in order to hold on to it.
Yeah.
GG's to Protoman. Just really unfortunate that Taba wasn't able to finish that. I mean, when you're that tilted, I can certainly sympathize. It's hard to just play the game at a point you just don't want to play anymore. But I mean, shout outs to him for sticking around as long as he did. I mean,
he at least kind of gave us some gameplay until Proto was done, so there's something for us to talk about.
Right. Well, that'll do it for this race, but don't go anywhere, folks. We've got another Mario 64 matchup coming right at you. Punkation versus Rock Chalk. This should be another pretty great matchup. But for now, I'm Electric, joined in the commentary booth by Badronis. It's been a pleasure, my man. Thanks so much.
You too, and I hope you guys stick around. Also, 11 p.m. We usually don't go till 11, but last week, Ouija slept through his match, and Cheese was gracious enough to reschedule. So that's happening at 11. Both runners, I believe, currently undefeated. So high stakes match coming up. Don't miss it. Coming up in 2 hours. So I'll be back for that one. See you then.
Yep. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back.